there, my crypto brothers and sisters. I guess we're not crypto. We're talking about food storage. So, and this is really an exciting thing to talk about. To be prepared for quite a few things that we talked about. And I'm Rod, and this here is
Papa Ron.
Papa Ron.
Thanks for
Yeah,
being here with us.
we absolutely do. Thank you so much. You know what else is Papa Ron is the guy who really knows how to do a lot of this stuff. He can tell you everything you want to know about food storage and more. Hopefully, we'll be having some demos of stuff that he's done, and I want to join in with this so I can learn more stuff. Take it away, Ron.
Well, thanks, Rod. You know, when we do videos for crypto, we generally go over the market caps and some of the prices, but I'm wondering now if we ought to be talking about the price of green beans and where they have chicken on sale.
Yeah, really.
To fit with the food storage. But
Yeah.
yeah, we got some demonstrations planned. This is the third video in this series. We're going to publish all three of these at one time and just see how the reaction is and if people want to hear more about it. So this one's going to have a little bit more of the meat and potatoes in it. We're going to kind of start dissecting things and giving you some ideas.
Ron, I like meat and potatoes, man. This ought to be good eating.
You know
Yeah,
my food storage, Rod, when it's just like eating normal when I break it out.
I
It's
know it is.
good.
Yeah, you do a good job.
But hey, this I had something on my mind that now you got to remember these worksheets that we show you and you can print. We have them down in the description box, a URL that you can actually print these. They're just kind of an outline. They're kind of the purpose of them is to get your thought process moving, where you can adapt it to your family or your needs. So it's not going to be exactly, hey, go out and buy 2 bags of rice today and 1 bag of beans. It's more of this is some of the thoughts we've had on food storage that works for us. It's more of a practical plan. It makes sense. I know there's
Yeah,
a lot of,
I
go
just
ahead.
said it does.
Yeah, there's a lot of those dehydrated companies out there. We're going to talk about those too some, but with that, let's just get started. This might be a little more lengthy of a video because there's more really to talk about in this. Matter of fact, the title of this worksheet, this series today is Store What You Eat and Eat What You Store. Now, the second part of that phrase there, eat what you store, is referring to shelf
Rotation.
life. Shelf life. You don't want to just buy stuff because the stuff I buy, I have it in my daily eating habits anyway.
Yeah,
So to keep everything fresh, I eat off my food storage shelves and replace it. So it's a rotation process.
right.
So that's
That's what
kind of what the title means. Okay, we're going to pull the worksheet up and just kind of go down it with you.
yeah.
Um, Rod, you interject anytime you want.
Thank you.
Uh, when I was preparing food storage for my kids, and I've been doing food storage for years, I kept the thought was, you got to store wheat because it'll last forever. You got to store beans and rice, but it never really made sense to me because what do you do with wheat? Yeah, you make bread, but God, if you make bread, you're going to have your yeast and your dough enhancer and all that stuff that goes with it. So I started thinking, no, I'm going to concentrate on things that my kids will eat and that we eat normally and we enjoy. So I kind of centered my whole program around ethnic foods, which you can see here on the worksheet. Of course, they're kind of Americanized. They're not authentic by any means, but I focused on Mexican food, Oriental, Italian, soups, and of course, everyday things that we as Americans like. So that's what it's focused on. Some of the pros is that the kids will eat it,
Right. That's the most important.
and they're interchangeable. Now, what I mean by that is you can use rice in Mexican, Oriental. You can use your pasta in the Italian stuff and in your soups, and the rice and pasta and beans all go into your soups. So I can buy one thing and use it in several categories when we start to eat this stuff. Generally, it's inexpensive, long shelf life, and easy to cook for the masses, meaning my food storage program, I plan to feed 20 people. Now, it might be a lot more, might be less, but I based all my recipes and my storage based on 20 people for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So you'll just have to think through that process for yourself. And a lot of these foods will store in their own package, like rice. Rice comes in a package. If I go to the Asian stores and buy 25-pound bags, but they'll last 8 years within that bag. So it's not like you got to put it all and worry. So some stuff's really good. The cons to this program of ethnic foods is... Can you read that, Rod? I was kind of being...
Yeah, non, nada, zip, zilch, nil, zero, squat, zippo, Nina.
Nina. That's nine for...
Nine.
That's
Oh,
German.
Yeah, nine.
Yeah.
Oh, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ja.
So here's some of the main items that you need to store for this program. Rice. I go through an Asian store. I like the sticky rice because it fills the stomach better than minute rice. Even though I have some minute rice, because all you need is hot water and you got rice. And with a can of cream and mushroom soup, honestly, you have a meal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Simple. And so I do have minute rice too, but most of mine is in the bulk rice.
Right.
Beans. I bought a lot of my beans to this Anastasi Bean Company, which I have their website here. Anastasi beans are a century, years old from the Anastasi Native Americans, people that were here. Anyway, they provide less gas on the human digestive system, believe it or not,
Wow.
and they cook in a third of the time. Most beans, you got to cook them for hours, but these will cook in a lot less time. So here's their website.
If I eat beans, my son-in-law calls me the old fart.
Oh, you're something else.
Good to know about that Anasazi beans, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of them put up. And one of my favorites in my everyday for dehydrated, which is quick, is these Mexicali rose beans. You can buy them in Walmart, and you can even order them online by the case. They're dehydrated, so all you need is boiling water. You pour them in, and they are some of the best refried beans I think out there. I love them. Another thing is crucial to this program is pasta.
Yeah.
When it's on sale, sometimes you can find spaghetti noodles at three pounds for $1. 3 packages.
Wow.
That's when you want to buy a case or two.
Yeah.
A thing about pasta, I just focused on 2 kinds. Like an elbow macaroni that I can put in basically any of my soups, anything, and then I focused on like a spaghetti noodle. And then I just buy... Now, you can buy as many kinds as you want, but I do have a third. I have an egg noodle, too, that I'll tell you about here as we go down this list. Another thing that I really focused on is spices.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with a spice, you can take rice and either make it Mexican rice or Oriental rice.
Right.
It's actually the thing that's going to add the variety to your menu. So, spices are crucial. Soups, bouillon cubes, chicken, beef, and then once you get a soup base going, you can add your rice, pasta, beans, all those interchangeable items.
Right. And that bouillon, it can either be in the powder or the little square things, you unwrap.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and then they make a paste too.
Oh yeah.
And the club stores like Costco or Sam's, they carry those big little cube things you're talking about, Rod. I think they're only about $10, but man, they'll make a lot of soups out of one of those containers.
Since each one of them individually wrapped, they'll last forever.
They do, yeah. So good item. We're going to discuss more things in other videos, later videos, about some of these items in better detail and how they're utilized within our program. Then I wanted to kind of go over about menu planning and using recipes. Again, I told you I'm planning to feed 20 people. So I'm going to give you a couple recipes here just to get the thought process going. So here's a couple examples. Now, flour tortillas, the recipe I have here makes 24 tortillas, Rod.
Oh, okay.
I'm figuring about 2 tortillas a person.
Right.
Times, and if I wanted to feed those people 4 times a week tortillas,
right,
and I'm going to do it for 52 weeks, this is what I'll need to do. Here's the recipe.
Oh.
And then down here is what I totally...
year, right?
Go ahead, Rod.
That's for one whole year, right?
Yeah, so if...
Yeah, cool.
My program's longer than a year, but... So if I want to feed tortillas twice a week to the group, well, actually 4 times a week, and I have 20 people, here's what I'll need to store to make that recipe. So I'll know exactly what I got to put up to make this work. So you need 18 cups of salt just for that.
Wow.
All this stuff is long-term storage.
Yes, it is.
So what you do is you find a recipe that your family likes. For example, the second example is another one that all my kids and grandkids love, this chicken noodle soup. So I'll get into that. But you find a recipe, and then you break it down, decide how many people you think you're going to feed, and maybe maybe you want to store food just for 3 months, or 2 weeks. What if you had a natural disaster, a snowstorm or something, and you say, well, let's just get 2 weeks put up. Well, do your multiplication and stuff, and you can figure out how much you need and what you're going to need exactly to have in your program. That's basically what I did. Now,
that's a very good formula. I like that.
Well, I don't have all recipes. I mean, I still have a lot of stuff that has no use in a recipe stored, but yet for basic stuff, well, when I say basic, I mean, like I said, I can break out soup. My soup recipe goes twice a week, and I think let me go to it here. I think the recipe pertains to 3 months worth. So here's a chicken soup recipe for 20 people. You need 2 gallons of water, 30 bouillon cubes, 6 cups of diced chicken. We're going to discuss chicken in another video. We have a couple different options for that. I need 4 cups of celery, carrots, onions, potatoes, and egg noodles. These items here, the celery, carrots, onions, potatoes, they all come in those dehydrated number 10 cans, Rod, the kind that you put up.
Yeah, they do. Here it would be great for storing stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it works perfect in this soup, I'm telling you. So that's kind of what I base this recipe on. They're out of those number 10 cans for some of those items. Meat we're going to talk about later, and then it's like I said, these interchangeable. You might want to add rice to your soup instead of the egg noodles, or throw some beans in on it. I mean, just generally when you break into your food storage, it's either because the grocery stores are closed and are already sold out. Your husband's or spouse has lost jobs, and you need food where you can't afford to buy it. Or maybe some economic collapse or war. I mean, whatever it is. What if the trucking system stopped in this country?
Oh, my heck. What if they went on strike? What if those truckers went on strike? It'd knock everybody to the knees. 3 days, all the grocery stores would be out.
Yeah, 3 days or earlier.
Early.
I think these Walmarts, if you really look at a Walmart, they're not stocked to the hilt. They have those trucks arrive at those stores daily.
We're talking about 5 to 6 trucks a day go there.
Yeah.
Seriously, 5 to 6 trucks a day go to Walmart.
So they just keep what's on. They don't have a bunch of back stock in that back room. It's kind of what's on the shelf. And if you don't think that stuff would get blown out quickly, if all of a sudden the trucks stop moving or all the banks closed, what if you didn't have any access to your funds? What if your Visa stopped working? Or for a lot of you, what if your food stamp card stopped working? I mean, what do they say? What's the percentage of people on food stamps in this country, Rod? It's
dang high.
I think it's 25 or 30% of our country's on flipping food stamps. It just shows you the state of the economy. They keep saying there's jobs and stuff. I'm telling you, there isn't. I think there's a couple websites I go to that give you the actual stats and stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent now.
Yeah, you are. Let's keep on track, Ron.
But, okay. Well, there's a lot of reasons why you might need food in the future.
Got it. There's every reason in the world. Like you said, you got to have that insurance. You got to have that insurance. You know, it's a necessary evil. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah, and with the way the world is today, with all the current events, oh my land, anything could tip this into a situation to where you're going to...
Planting a garden also, Ron, you know, for this, I tell you, for food preparation. Even just a little box garden, you know, on your porch, anything.
We'll do an episode on gardens, Rod. That's a great topic. And you can grow gardens... You can grow stuff right in your house if you got a good window that has the sun coming through.
Amen to that.
So, all right, we'll finish this up. There's not much more left to it, this worksheet. So anyway, to make that soup, 20 people. What did I put on here?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, maybe I didn't put the amount for 3 months. Anyway, I thought I was going to do this for 3 months. Well, you can get a little calculator out and figure it out, and depending on how many times you want to sell it.
Yeah, this is a worksheet. You guys got to work for this one now.
That's right. Listen, I wrote a little paragraph here. The key is to be organized. By planning well, you won't run out or miss a crucial item. So, for example, I'm going to do this soup, and then all of a sudden you need your food store to say, oh my heck, I don't have any bouillon cubes. So you got to be organized. You got to plan. I have hang on, I'm trying to go back to us, Rod. I have a notebook, and my kids all know it's called the Bible, and that's got my whole plan in it, my inventory, and all that stuff. So you just got to get organized with this stuff. But let me finish reading this. And it takes time. You're not going to put this program together in a weekend. This is if you're serious about it, it's going to take some organization, some time. Those with more strict budgets plan simpler meals, or maybe just meal plan for 2 weeks instead of a lengthy time. Start with 2 weeks. Get your plan together and say, all right, now if I want to extend this to 2 months, what else do I have to buy? And then you have your grocery shopping list of what you need to get. So you're just constantly working on it. You'll need storage goal. There is much more simple ways to feed yourself, which we will get into on other videos. But as for the Crypto Bit Brothers,
Right on, catch tone.
we want to try and somewhat eat what we're used to eating. Like I said, I don't want to have to force feed my grandkids a wheat mush that they've never had in their lives. And then if they get overdosed on wheat, they've got to, it'll mess up their intestinal tracts for a while, and they'll be trying to cleanse out and stuff. So it's that's the way to go. So this is kind of just to get you started thinking about things. The next video, if we go on to video 4, it's all going to be based on comments and how many people are really interested. We're going to go into quantities, like how much stuff do you need to put up for a family of 4, and some of that stuff. We'll have some good info on that. But we've got some great things planned for this series if there's enough interest.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Rod?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We appreciate everyone watching, and please subscribe and please view us, because we want to make these things for people, because we love to do this for you guys. To show you how or help you plan to do your own food storage. This anything more important than this? I don't think so. You
Yeah.
know, it's part of being a well-rounded family and to keep ourselves when the bad times do come. And and God help us when they do, but they are coming.
Hey, and share this information. You can email this video and these printable attachments to anybody you want. This is, like Rod said, this is crucial information in our opinion.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you.
Look forward to it. Thank you much. God bless.
Hey, Rod, you're coming up here tomorrow, right?
I am.
Yeah, our next couple videos are going to be together. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, see you, brother.
Bye.